I'm the Commissioner of Financial Literacy and Nano-Economics with Reset Global. We're working with the Office of the Presidency in Ghana. What we look there to do is, the SDGs are a beautiful concept and great research has been done, but we feel that the focus has been on governments and corporates, and Reset Global is there to get the youth involved. Because if the youth don't make it happen, it most likely won't happen, or it won't happen as great as it could be. And then finally, I'm a radio show host of a show called Sakisizwe, Building the Nation, where we discuss financial literacy in my native tongue, which is isiZulu. Predominantly the audience is rural to township people, so we have to do it in isiZulu because that's the language that they would understand best. Okay, so that's the short intro. The SDG targets that Manifundi addresses is decent work and economic growth. I've done trainings with students via certain foundations, and what they found is that they would give bursaries to students who were, from poor backgrounds. But all the students would do is when they start working, then they just go into debt. So it's like the revolving wheel of the black professional, at least for South Africa. You move from debt, and then from poverty, and then you move to debt. So that's what we do there. And also, if your employees are under financial distress, for example, in South Africa, only 23% of people actually have money just before month end. And that means that economic growth is going to suffer. South Africa has one of the highest Gini coefficients in the world, actually. It's very sad to see, like you just cross a bridge and you go from first world, just go across the bridge and then you see something totally different. And part of the reason the rich get richer and the poor get poorer is the lack of financial education. So we look to mitigate that as well. Quality education, I think, is fairly obvious. The point you go to school is not to understand how to dissect a frog for most of us. It's so that you can get a good job or start a good business that could give you good salary. But now the question is, what do you do with that salary? And if you don't know what you're doing there, you tend to hurt. Good health and well-being, one of the biggest stresses employees and people have is the financial stress. Sometimes I joke that I'm a marriage counselor, because when I'm doing financial coaching and there's couples in the room, I find that I end up kind of counseling the financial aspects of the couple, because most relationships do not discuss their finances, and money is the second leading cause of divorces. And then we also address no poverty. Ultimately, money is about creating value. If you create value, the money will follow. So if you understand that concept and you see how you can make value therein, you will not, be utterly poor. I'm not saying you'll be rich, but you won't be at zero, because you know that if you can create value for someone, in exchange, they'll give you money. I meet a lot of students that have amazing skill sets, but they are waiting for a job before they can get money in, not understanding that if they can create value, then the money can flow anyways.